What do you think about, what's the crazy amount of drugs you've ever heard of a bodybuilder taking?
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I cannot say the name, but let's say European bodybuilder, they would kind of disclose, I am the living proof that no amount of steroids can kill you. Right? I mean, really, I would be probably regretting if I said it, that a gentleman was taking about 80 cc of various injectables a day.
What? Per day?
Yes. Per day, yes.
Oh, my God.
80 cc, you name it. And, he would call it a cocktail. So, it was shocking. Actually, most of my athletes, when I started working with them, would dramatically reduce their steroid usage.
Were they surprised? Were the athletes surprised when you said you got to stop taking so much?
Yes, many of them, because they actually believed the stories, because you know how it is. A lot of people like to, believe that Dorian is like that because Dorian took more than anybody else.
Right.
Dorian was actually one of the lowest dosages that I've seen, in 15 years that I was competing as an IFBB pro. And again, they're going to say, how can you believe the guy? And I say, well, you can never really believe to nobody, but when somebody is consistent and for 10 years, you hear the same things, you tend to believe.
Right.
Now, I was doing a cycles for over 30 Olympic competitors, and many times they were shocked with the amount that I recommend, which was much lower than they were taking. And this is what I would point out. It's not better to take this more and more. It's just like at a certain point, the benefits stop and side effects overcome the benefits.
You're absolutely right. You know what the truth is also, I mean, you could validate this. When you and I were speaking back in the 90s, back when I was over 300 pounds and you were up real heavy and at your best, I mean...
200, right? You were 300 and I was 200.
the dosages were much lower. I tell people all the time, no one used more than 1,000 milligrams of test back then.
Exactly.
And people don't believe me.
Go ahead and say this and get big, and they're going to tell you that your mother is a whore.
You're right, though, but I'm glad you're here to validate this. People didn't use as much drugs in the 90s, even though they look like they did, because I think that people trained harder back then.
Yes, and they didn't rely so much on the, pharmaceuticals. If you dig out this and get big, I posted, I never used more than 750 milligrams of test a week. Again,
no one believes you.
For me, that was maximal dosage that I found it necessary. I'm sure that you can recall it. About 2-3 years ago, there is a study that anybody can Google with 10 weeks of people that was under normal level of testosterone, not missing or with low levels of testosterone, but the normal level of testosterone, taking 600 milligrams a week for 10 weeks straight, and they had a 0 negative side effects and many benefits from it.
Yeah, I've read that study, yes.
Yeah, that's the study that I referred to many times when I talk to bodybuilders and to people that actually just going through hormone replacement therapy. It's not necessary to take more, and it's not dangerous to take that much.
Right.
But again, saying this publicly again, I might regret it later. It's going to be like promoting something that I don't supposed to.
Well, you know what? But people don't realize that when you overwhelm your body with toxicity because of the overuse of what you're taking, your body can't process protein and build muscle anymore because it's so toxic. So actually taking too much can actually inhibit muscle growth in essence.
Yes, it is all kinds of side effects and cascade of the events that can trigger all kind of systems to fail. You know that after renal failure, there's hepatic failure, cardiovascular, and all that stuff. Once you affect the body negatively, everything goes down. So, anabolic steroids, as you said, can overwhelm the body and become actually even catabolic. And as I said, they promote constructive metabolism, so it's not a dangerous drug. It's actually a medicament made, for medical purposes, given to critical. So when you burn victim, like I was in 2004, first thing that I got in a burn unit was a Fandalone. The doctor came to me and told me, like, okay, sir, we're gonna, implement anabolic steroids on you, so I want you to be aware of. So I said, just please don't lower my dosage, because I'm already using it. I was given like 20 milligrams of oxandrolone the first day I went into the Maricopa Burn Center unit. But anyway, steroids are actually healthy medicaments that can enhance health of many individuals
if they use right,
if used properly.
Right. I remember.
I've said this many times.
I remember when you were burned, because I remember you, me, and Rick Collins had lunch, some sushi in San Diego there, where I was had my trial going on, and you had just gotten, I guess it was a week after you had gotten burned doing what were you doing, like a stunt for some movie or something?
Yes. I was doing my own stunt, and I got caught on fire, and I had a 4-degree burns in my face and arms and back.
And I actually told you, I actually said to you, I said, Milos, you look like you just got a facial peel. Your skin looked great, actually. You said it was from the steroids. You told me it was from all the steroids healing you.
Yeah, all the steroids to make me look so young. Well, let me tell you, I don't look nothing like it, so successful life, of course, can age you prematurely. So
yeah, tell me about it. All right, so
I should maybe get cut on fire again or get the facelift.
Yeah. We could talk about steroids probably for a whole show. So let's take a step back again. You got out of prison. How did you where did you go right after prison? What did you just start doing for money? Did you immediately leave the country and go to Finland, or was there some place in between before that?
No, actually, as I said, I was given a restraining order initially from a judge that was later lowered to peaceful contact, right? Mm-hmm. So I could actually contact my daughter, under supervision, and my wife, right, being there. However, as soon as I came out of the jail, I was again threatened by my wife that she's going to call the police again. So I couldn't stay in the house anymore, and I decided, to go to Finland.
Now I'm actually going to Finland September 8th for the Nordic Pro Show there. What was your connection to Finland? Who wanted you out there? What made you decide to pick that country?
Actually, a person that I was very interested in, that girlfriend.
A female, okay.
Yes, that's usually a reason for a man to leave, right?
How do you meet women in Finland? Do you Facebook, or how do you do that?
Well, do I really need to say that? Yeah, actually, if you already said it, Dave, it's exactly Facebook.
No, I was just guessing. I know you're a big Facebook guy. That's why I asked.
No, it actually just happened that I did it one day, and anyway, you can find it.
Are you still with this girl, or you broken up?
It's questionable. So I'm no longer with her. Obviously, I'm here in the Dominican Republic.
All right, now, so how do you get from Finland to the Dominican Republic?
As I was in Finland, I was invited to Charles Poliquin hypertrophy.
Charles Poliquin. You went with Charles Poliquin seminar. Okay.
Correct. And then while I was there teaching, actually I met guys from Dominican Republic, my present training partners, great guys, Juan Carlos Timo and Hamid and Juan Carlos Reyes. And I basically seen the intensity that I had and drive and desire to train. So I couldn't kick myself into the training mode. When you have like 4 years of no training, it's kind of, you look for every excuse in the book to miss workouts. So I could never really get back into the training while I was in Finland for some reason. But then when I came here, on the very first day I started training, and we're training basically 6 days a week, full power. High intensity.
Now I know that Charles Poliquin has a house in Dominican Republic. Is that how you wound up there? Because Charles pointed you in that direction.
Yeah, Charles is the one, exactly. He's a close friend of mine. He's somebody that I respect and value a great deal. He's an expert in many fields, not just in strength training. So we're close friends, and he's the one also that recommended me to come here. Food here is just unbelievable. Climate, there's no pollution. There's a lot of benefits of being here, but again, there's always hardships, just like everywhere else.
What are you doing there? Are you training people?
I'm training people, yes. I do some actually online and Skype consulting. I do this internationally, so might as well so I can promote myself.
Sure.
I do preparation for a contest for many athletes, from Asia, from Europe, from Latin America. And I do the Skype consultations, 1 hour Skype consultations, for people that just want to, some questions answered.
So you do video Skype consultations. What does it cost to do a video Skype consultation with MILOS SARSEV?
Yeah, I charge $350 an hour.
$350 an hour. Now, will people stay on the line with you for more than an hour, or is that usually enough?
Yeah, usually, you're in it for an hour. I'm not really looking at the clock necessarily.
Right.
But in 1 hour you can pretty much say just about everything.
I think you're undercharging. I would do $350 for a half hour if I were you. You're MILOS SARSEV.
Well, please be my agent.
I think you're too cheap, Milos. How do people hook up? How do they contact you if they want to do these Skype things with you?
Yes, I just had my website www.milossarshev.com reestablished. Was down for.
Your wife doesn't own that?
I know she doesn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if she captured this again.
Yeah,
I know. And Facebook, unfortunately, there's about 10 MILOS SARSEVs on Facebook.
I noticed. Yeah,
I actually even communicated with one. I had a great fun, pretending I'm somebody else, and he was pretending it was me. But what can you do? I mean, people do that.
Yeah.
So, if you can plug me some advertisement, that would be great. So you could be my agent.
Yeah, I think you're definitely undercharging, Milos. What does it cost to do contest prep with Milos for 16 weeks?
$2,000 online.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's a good amount. I think that's a fair price.
Yeah.
Now, what made you decide to want to go back to competition? What sparked you? I mean, how old are you? You got to be my age, right? You got to be at least 43.
Yeah, thank you. I'm 47.
Oh, you're 47. Wow.
Yeah, so, I wish I'm your age. But let me say, I've seen Vince Taylor at the age of 51 in the best shape of his life.
Right.
Francis Dempata at the age of 49 at the same show. There was Australia Grand Prix, I think, 2006, in the best shape of his life. I've seen Gary Stridham. I've seen many after the age of 50, they actually can still achieve the greatest of their physique. So there's really no excuse. Back in 1991, when I did my pro debut in San Jose, I competed with legend Albert Beckus.
Right.
Following weekend in Niagara Falls Tour Invitational, he won, and he was 61-year-old competitor at the time.
Crazy, I know.
I remember talking to him back then, and he says, age is really only a number.